Hello everybody, welcome back to E Cubed. Today we've got a fun expression. Is my collar weird? There. The apple doesn't fall very far from the tree. The apple doesn't fall very far from the tree. So this is simple. So this is the tree. It's an apple tree. There's some apples. And the apple falls and it stays here. The apple falls and it stays here. It doesn't fall very far from the tree. It stays close to the tree. So this expression is a metaphor. And the tree means dad. And the apple means the son. It could be the mother and the daughter. It could be the father and the daughter, or the mother and the son. But usually it's the dad and the son. And what this means is the apple comes from the tree, but it still very, very closely resembles the tree. And eventually it will become the tree and they'll be like twins. So what it means is the son is not very different from his father. Now that's interesting because many times the son wants to be different in some aspect than his father. I remember when I was young, my dad was really strict. If I misbehaved, my dad was boom on me. Very tough, very tough. And I always said to myself, when I become a father, I'm going to be much nicer to my son. Well, the apple doesn't fall very far from the tree. I am also very strict with my son. And it kills me inside when I'm really hard on my son. Inside, I'm like, oh, don't do that. But it just comes out because the apple doesn't fall very far from the tree. Yeah. I think I'm nicer, but it's a learning experience. So it's not just in this type of situation. It can be in political philosophy too. The way you think. It could be the mannerisms, the body language. It might be the work. The work is very similar. So this dialogue, today's dialogue, is a serious example of somebody very famous. Did you know about this stuff? Check out the dialogue. Bill Gates supports population reduction. His dad headed Planned Parenthood. Wow. They don't like humans. The apple doesn't fall far from the tree. That's right. The leader of the software world, Bill Gates, he supports population reduction. And his father, a long time ago, was the head of Planned Parenthood. Planned Parenthood supports population reduction. And very controversial issue. Now, I agree, the world is it overpopulated? I don't know. But there are places in the world that are overpopulated. Can the world keep this population? I don't know. Maybe if we develop better methods for producing food, it would be easier. But when we talk about population reduction, what does that mean? And that's where the controversy is. One branch is called eugenics, and you can look up eugenics online. This is about population reduction. It's a scary science. Anyway, that's not the subject. I'm getting political, sorry. The subject is, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. The apple doesn't fall very far from the tree. Both expressions are fine. So, are you similar to your father or your mother? In what way? In what way can you say about yourself, the apple doesn't fall very far from the tree? And remember, it's not about appearance. It's about the actions you do. It's about the thoughts that you have, the political opinions that you have. It's about the work that you do. This is the idea. It could be about the mannerism, the body language. Okay? So think about it, leave a comment down below, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Bill Gates supports population reduction. His dad headed Planned Parenthood. Wow. They don't like humans. The apple doesn't fall far from the tree. Bill Gates supports population reduction. His dad headed Planned Parenthood. Wow. They don't like humans. The apple doesn't fall far from the tree. Bill Gates supports population reduction. His dad headed Planned Parenthood. Wow. They don't like humans. The apple doesn't fall far from the tree.